Hi everyone, my name is Anuj Jindal and today we are going to take daily quiz of May 6th, 2018, which is going to be very important for RBI Phase 1, NABARD Phase 1 which is scheduled on 19th May, SBI whose notification is already out, and SSC also which notification of which is already out. IBPS notification is expected very soon, so it is going to be very important for that. The question is, which of the following ministry organized the Cochlear Implant Awareness Program? Now, it's very important to understand what is the purpose of this program and which ministries and which departments are involved here. It is important not only for RBI or SBI, for UPSC also such questions are important. Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment is the ministry which organized this program, along with Department of Empowerment of Persons with Disabilities. Department of Empowerment of Persons with Disabilities. The program was organized in Haryana, so that is another question that can be created, not UPSC, but in RBI Phase 1 or SBI, such questions can be created. What was the purpose of this? Cochlear implant awareness program is for people who have severe deafness in both ears. People who have severe deafness in both ears, this program is meant for them. This program is also a part of Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas scheme, which is under the union government. So that under that particular scheme, this program has been launched. So that is also an important area from where question can be created. Next question, very important. A lot of indices are asked in RBI, UPSC, NABARD also, and nowadays SBI has also started asking those questions. What is India's rank in WordPress Freedom Index 2018 published by Reporters Without Borders? So one information you've got already from this question, that WordPress Freedom Index is created by Reporters Without Borders NGO. What is India's rank? India's latest rank is 138, that is E. Last year India's rank was 136th, and the purpose of this particular index is to find out the level of media freedom in a total of 180 countries which are surveyed. Norway has topped the list this year, so that is also important from where a question can be created. Norway is the country which has topped, and North Korea has come last, so that is also important. North Korea has come last, that is also important. A question can be framed from that area also. Next, let's come to the next question. India and which of the following have agreed on exchange of information and other aspects to tackle smuggling of drugs? When we're talking about smuggling of drugs, there are agreements between India and its neighbors on a regular basis, and therefore this question might be a little confusing. But for examinations which are very recent, which are coming up in the near future, for example, NABARD on 19th, for them this question becomes important. The answer is B, Sri Lanka, because recently, in the recent past, Sri Lanka is the only country with which we have created or we have entered into an agreement for smuggling of drugs. Let's come to the next question. Not a lot of information there. Recently, CBDT has notified the protocol to amend Double Taxation Avoidance Agreement (DTAA). So DTAA, I'll be talking about two things here. What is the expansion or what is the full form of DTAA? So that is the question here. Double Taxation Avoidance Agreement. The answer is D here. What is the purpose of DTAA and how many countries are there? India has DTAA with 88 countries. So that is an important fact. 88 countries India has DTA with, and 86 are already in force. Section 90 of Income Tax Act is the act under which DTAA is carried out. And what is the purpose of double tax avoidance agreement? So let's say this is India, and let's say we have let's say Malaysia also. Okay, so now India and Malaysia enter into a double tax agreement, according to which if any person is an Indian resident, let's say Indian resident, he is Indian citizen residing in Malaysia and having income in Malaysia, and he is sending that income back to India or investing it back in India or doing anything with that money through which it becomes an income from Indian point of view also. Then there will be double tax avoidance agreement applied, wherein only one out of these two countries are going to apply tax on that particular income. So let's say in India, between India and Singapore, there is a double tax avoidance agreement for capital gains. So whenever there is a capital gain on any income which is created, which is generated by a company which is Indian in nature, but which is carrying out its works in, let's say, Singapore. So then whatever income is generated in Singapore, it is taxed in Singapore and not in India. And even when it comes back to India, it is not taxed in India. So that is the idea of double tax avoidance agreement, to safeguard the investors or the people who have their incomes in more than one country, but they're resident or they're citizens of only one country. The next question is, recently Reserve Bank of India has announced that it will buy dash 1,000 crore of government security bonds. Now there are two things, important things here. Number one, the value itself, 10,000 crore, is important. Under what has it actually done this particular activity? That is called open market operations, OMOs. So open market operations is a quantitative method, of money supply, controlled by the RBI, wherein what it does is it buys or sells government securities in the market, and whatever money is generated or whatever money is sucked out of the system, through that it controls or regulates money supply in the economy. So right now what it has done is it has announced that it will buy government security bonds. So it is going to buy government security bonds. That means it is going to pay 10,000 crore to the government, and these 10,000 crore which goes to the government is going to then go into the market, because the government is going to invest it somewhere or give it to the people through some subsidies or something or the other. In any case, it is going to go into the market or the economy. It is going to go into the economy. So now money supply is increasing in the economy. So this is a method through which the Reserve Bank is increasing money supply through this particular act. It can also reduce government money supply in the economy by selling government bonds. So it sells government bonds in the market, people buy those government bonds, and then Reserve Bank gets money for it. And in that particular process, it is actually sucking money out of the system. I hope that's clear. Let's come to the next question. When is International No Diet Day? Very factual question, no important information here other than the date. International No Diet Day is observed on May 6th, so the answer is D. Nothing else is important here, only the fact that light blue ribbon is the logo or symbol which is followed for International No Diet Day. The next question is, which of the following country won the third South Asian Junior Athletics Championship 2018 held in Sri Lanka? So the championship was held in Sri Lanka. South Asian Junior Athletics Championship, a total of 7 countries participated in this. Afghanistan was the only country which is considered South Asian according to SAARC, because it is a part of SAARC, as I discussed in the last video, but it is not a part of South Asian Junior Athletics Championship. So which country won it? India was the country which won it. It was held in Colombo, Sri Lanka, and as I said, 7-nation championship. Let's come to the next question. The next question is, Arun Date died recently. He was a famous, the answer is singer. He was a famous singer. He is a Marathi or belongs to Maharashtra. And why this is important? You might be wondering, why exactly is this important? Why am I discussing that? He was the first recipient of Maharashtra's award, that is Gajanrav Vatave Puraskar. Gajanrav Vatave Puraskar, that is provided to singers. So he was the first recipient of this Puraskar, of this award, and that is the reason that this particular person or any news related to this person becomes important. So this is all for this particular day. One more thing about this particular question, you might be thinking that okay, state Puraskars or state awards are not very important, but they have been asked recently by RBI and various other recruitment agencies, and therefore even the state awards become important to some extent, and therefore we should remember as many as possible, only the important ones if possible. So that is all for today's daily current affairs. Tomorrow I'll try to come out with even more current affairs so that you can take advantage and can learn as much as possible through these free videos.